Yes, this is actually happening. FTC seeks to block Microsoft Corporation's acquisition of Activision-Blizzard. So they're getting cucked. They won't. I'm not sure if it's going to happen or not. Alleging that the $69 billion deal, Microsoft's largest ever in video game industry, would enable Microsoft to suppress competitors to its Xbox gaming consoles and its rapidly growing subscription content from cloud gaming business. I don't understand how you can say this, but think that it's okay that having the Google Play Store and the Apple Play Store for all smartphones that are being used with like 95% of the audience of people that use smartphones, this is somehow also not non-competitive. Like, how is it that these two companies can have a massive monopoly and completely control what people use on their smartphones that everybody uses, but somehow the FTC doesn't even fucking see this? Is it because everybody that works there uses flip phones? Like, what the fuck? How do you not see this? It's so annoying, man. Probably paid off. Yeah, especially Apple. Yeah, I hate that. Complaint issued today. FTC pointed to Microsoft's record of acquiring and using valuable gaming content to suppress competition from rival consoles, including its acquisition of ZeniMax, parent company of Bethesda Softworks. But isn't Elder Scrolls... I mean, Skyrim is released on every console, though. Like, I mean, it's not like this is some sort of like unique advantage versus Xbox, right? That it gives Xbox, because Skyrim's getting released on everything. Also, like, Microsoft said that they're not going to make Call of Duty Xbox specific. They shouldn't. It would be bad for the game. And Microsoft already has shown that it can and will withhold content from its gaming rivals. Microsoft decided to make several of Bethesda's titles, including Starfield and Redfall, Microsoft exclusives, despite assurances that it had given the European antitrust agencies that it had no incentive to withhold games from rival consoles. You know what my opinion on this is? I think that the idea, like, because every single one of these games is playable on PC. I don't like how consoles are still dictating, like, how and why games are made. I think that it's a dead medium. Like, a lot of people now, like, gaming PCs, the barrier to entry for gaming PCs is much lower now. It's 1,000 times easier to get a gaming PC now than it was before. Having a personal computer now versus, like, in 1990 is, like, infinitely more common. Everybody has them. Nobody had them then. I hate this idea that, like, we have to change, like, the FTC is trying to regulate a market that should have died. It's so fucking annoying that we're having regulations on a market just to keep it on life support. It's just, I fucking hate this. It is, like, completely antithetical to, like, any sort. This is the worst kind of regulation, is whenever the fucking government regulates something to make something that should be gone still relevant because there are people whose jobs that are involved with it. The world changes, life moves on, and if you either adapt to something or you don't. You should not have to hold the entire world hostage because your job is no longer relevant. It's so fucking annoying. The coal mine, yeah, like, I don't want to have people go back into the coal mines. Okay, like, let's move on from this. It's so annoying, man. More people playing games on console than PC? Yes, but I think probably the number is increasing to PC, and I think it becomes easier to do that. And also, how many people would be playing on PC if all of the console games were not console exclusive in a lot of cases, like with things like God of War, the new one at least. I know the old one's now on PC. So yeah, I don't think that's entirely true. And I think that for the cases that it is true, it's probably not the only reason why it is true. It's easier to get a console? Yes, and it is becoming easier comparatively to get a computer. Eventually that will shift. So we'll see what happens. Happens all the time with large companies. It's to stop a possible monopoly. I don't know. I mean, like, they didn't block Disney acquiring Marvel. They didn't block... Didn't Disney also acquire Lucasfilms? It's so weird to me. Like, how do you draw the line here? It's stupid as fuck, man. Sony bought Bungie recently. Yeah, but Bungie is a lot smaller than Activision-Blizzard. Let's be honest. Bungie has one big title. It's fucking Destiny. Like, Microsoft, like, not Microsoft, Xbox, fuck. Blizzard, Activision has like 5 big titles. Halo? Ooh. Who's gonna tell him? Ooh. Ooh, who's gonna tell him? Oh, wow. Damn, bro. Ooh, that's a... Ooh. All right, let's move on. Activision, one of a very small number of top video game developers in the world who create and publish high-quality video games for multiple devices that include video game consoles and provides some of the most iconic and popular video game titles, including Call of Duty, has millions of monthly active users, and also, like, one thing that's very ironic about all of these things is that they are all available on PC, and PCs are not something that Microsoft has a monopoly over. So this is like such a stupid thing for them to do. I hope that Microsoft is able to acquire them. I feel like this type of a block, or at least the argumentation they're providing for it right now, the only reason that it seems like they're even thinking about it is to keep consoles and like the console business on life support, which I think is harmful to players and users, because I think the way that consoles are designed, I think the way that they are, like, there are certain games that are withheld from PC and other platforms because, you know, they want to keep it for their console only to sell more copies of the console. I think this is a consumer unfriendly practice, and it's disappointing to see the FTC reinforcing this consumer unfriendly practice by trying to make people have to buy multiple $500 pieces of shit. So that's what I think. I think it's fucking annoying. They're only suing so they can get Microsoft to change something? Yeah, it could be. Did you watch the CatDany interview with the Riot MMO director? No, I haven't, but I think I should. Maybe I'll watch that this week coming up. Yeah, I know. Asmongold proving he knows nothing. So what do I not know? Mind game? I'm going to pull this up because we're going to see this right now. All right, so this is another individual, somebody that says I don't know anything. What do I not know? The PC is losing share in the last 2 years. PC is too expensive to run current titles. Yeah, what do I not know? Let's find out. Making console plebs mad? I think consoles are fine, but they shouldn't be kept on life support through, you know, like exclusive titles. It's annoying and it's bad for users. Yeah, let's get enlightened here. If he's referring to ray tracing, he isn't wrong. We'll see. PC is too expensive, then proceeds to buy a smartphone that costs as much as a gaming PC, average console Andy. Yeah, that's about right. But usually smartphones are amortized, like their value is amortized over the course of a contract, to be fair. So let's see what this is. You don't need ray tracing. Yeah, the game doesn't need ray tracing. Let's see if we're going to get a response out of this individual. I'm assuming not. There's always a lot of stupid people that tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about, and then as soon as you actually bring up, you actually confront them on this, they immediately have nothing to say. Because they don't know. I do know what I'm talking about. Obviously, I've played video games for fucking 30 years. Of course I know what I'm talking about. I would have never talked about it if I didn't know. Yeah, they go silent because they're fucking stupid. It's so annoying to see shit like this, man. It pisses me off so much. Your taking on consoles dying isn't valid at all. I think it absolutely is. I think that with gaming PCs and how much easier it is to buy a PC now versus 15 years ago, and how also much easier it is to have a gaming PC that can run current games, I do think that the barrier to entry for gaming on a PC is lower now than it was 15 years ago. Guaranteed. Like, that's all there is that you left? Let me see if you did. It probably did. Yeah, I have no idea. Gaming PCs are so expensive, still not $500 low? You're right, and that's where consoles really do come out ahead. Now, obviously, I think that a lot of people, if every game was on every platform, like console, you know, Nintendo, fucking PC, etc., I think that you would see a lot less console sales. I think the only reason that you see a lot of console sales is because people need to have a console to play a game. That's the main factor. It's that they have these exclusive titles that if you don't have these exclusive titles or you don't buy these, that's it. You're overestimating how tech literate people are? No, I'm not. Because I think that, yes, you're right, that people are much, much less tech literate than a lot of people might believe. But I think it's also true that players, not players, but like video game players, are more tech literate than they were 15 years ago. Like, people nowadays, like, if you ask somebody 15 years ago, what is a graphics card, what's a processor, what's RAM, what's a motherboard, I bet you would have less people that could answer that question then than they can now. Because overall, people have understood more of this stuff because more people are able to buy gaming PCs. It's easier to do. That's all there is to it. And I'm not saying, the thing is, I'm saying that there is a trend. I'm not saying that the trend has fully happened yet. I'm saying that the trend exists and it is moving in that direction. Consoles are worse. I have a PC. It's useful for other things in gaming. I wouldn't spend $500 on a console. Exactly, yeah, because you're only buying a video game machine. There's still an entire market of casual players who simply don't want to play games on a computer, rather sit on the couch, drink a beer, and play Call of Duty. Totally fucking fine. But what I don't think is good, and this is also from the mind of somebody who plays video games, is it good for me as a consumer that certain video games require me to spend $500 on a piece of hardware in order for me to play them? An exclusive piece of hardware? Absolutely not. Abso-fucking-lutely not. This is not a good thing for any user. So yeah, I don't know why people defend consoles. I think that they are just blatantly consumer unfriendly, I guess you can say. Let me scroll all the way down, make sure I read the rest of these, and then we'll look at some other stuff as well. Consoles become obsolete so quickly. I would argue that a lot of PCs do, but I think now what's going to happen is that I think with something, and we've already seen this with, like, for example, like Unreal 5, and this is the last thing I'll talk about, I'll watch a couple of videos, is like with Unreal 5, and especially the modifications and like the fine-tuning of Unreal 5, the goal with a lot of the changes to Unreal 5 is also about making the game run better and faster and require less resources. So I think that the graphics, because like you're going to start hitting a plateau with graphics, and obviously like you will have a few steps up in that plateau every once in a while, but for the most part we are hitting generally a plateau with these graphics. And with that happening, where else does the innovation come from? Well, it comes from playability. It comes from the game being easy to run and easy to render, etc. And that's what you're seeing a lot of these updates to Unreal 5 that are doing. They're making it to where, like, for example, let me show you guys this. Unreal 5.1. Let me see if I can find this here. Okay, I'm not going to play the whole thing. I already watched this before. But, like, for example, let me scroll all the way over here. Yeah, so this actually is harder for a game to render than, let's see if I can find it here. I just want to make sure I've got it right. Oh yeah, this is harder for a game to render than all the trees actually moving. Let's see, are they moving in this one? Sorry, I don't have the sound on, so I'm not sure exactly where it is. Let me see if I can skip ahead a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Okay. I think this is a great example. Where graphics are being improved, yes, but the focus is on functionality. It is on the game being easier to run. And I think that because of that, games will become easier and easier to run as the, fuck, I don't know why I'm having like a lot of like brain fog today. It's hard for me to understand this. I think I've never, a lot of times, like I will think out conversations I have in my head, and that way I'll know what I'm going to say. But yeah, I have a fidelity. Yeah, it's the meth. Yeah, maybe I should stop doing as much meth. You're so close. I know I was, but I just completely, I forget what I'm saying in the middle of my sentences all the time. Give me 1 second. What I'm saying is that, like, in the same way that performance and fidelity has been the goal in the last like 10 years of graphics development, I think in the future, and we're already seeing this now with Unreal 5, that another massive goal that people are going to have is optimization. And I think that with optimization, it will make it easier for lower end PCs to run games that are higher end. And I think this will extend the life cycle of PCs and make PC gaming even easier to get into. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry. Concept spreads across all technical medium. It's Moore's Law. Well, it's exactly. It is Moore's Law but it's Moore's Law in a way that a lot of people, I think, don't really see it as, because people just view Moore's Law, which is like, you know, the amount of like storage and like computing power doubles every like 4 years or something. But that also means that the amount of things that you can show becomes easier every 4 years too. It can work the exact same way. So it's even faster now, I think. Potentially, yeah. So I'm hoping that this is what happens. And I think that whenever it does, we'll see even more people using gaming PCs. And it'll be because gaming PCs will be easier to get. Gaming PCs and PCs in general have like multiple uses. And I don't really see the reason for people to buy a console. I have consoles, but again, if there were no exclusive games, I would probably never buy another console again. So that's all it comes down to. Yeah, longer lifespan for PCs. Tech is also for consoles, though, not PC. No, you're right about that. But it's much harder to upgrade a PC at all. Whereas, like, small things on a console... Or, sorry, it's much harder to upgrade a console at all. Whereas, like, a PC, you can upgrade very easily. What about PC exclusive games? Well, I don't like that either. Like, I've said that with WoW. Is that, like, I think all games should be crossplay. I've said that many times. That's 100% what I believe. In all cases.